Across the United States, thousands of students have been marking the one-year anniversary of the mass shooting at a high school in Parkland, Florida.
The impact of this horrific event has been monumental in its scope and its reach across this county, this state, and throughout this nation.
While the school board superintendent addressed the media inside Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, students and faculty spent time reflecting on the terrible tragedy. 14 students and 3 staff members were killed when a former student opened fire a year ago today. The school designated today a day of service and love, with many choosing to spend the day doing community service projects. Other memorials and gun control rallies were held throughout the United States. A major vigil is planned for tonight at a Parkland City park. U.S. President Donald Trump expressed his condolences on today's anniversary. He tweeted out a statement writing in part, "1 year ago today, a horrific act of violence took the lives of 14 students and 3 educators in Parkland, Florida. On this somber anniversary, we honor their memory and recommit to ensuring the safety of all Americans, especially our nation's children." And former U.S. President Barack Obama also tweeted, acknowledging the anniversary. He offered his support for the Parkland survivors who are pushing for stricter gun control. He says in the year since their friends were killed, the students of Parkland refused to settle for the way things are and marched, organized, and pushed for the way things should be, helping pass meaningful new gun violence laws in states across the country. I'm proud of them all. In conjunction with the anniversary, an exhibit has opened at the Center for Contemporary Political Art in Washington. The CBC's Ellen Morrow is there right now and joins us live. So, Ellen, what's the focus of this exhibit?
Well, Jennifer, as you said, we're at the Center for Contemporary Political Art in downtown Washington, and right now there is an exhibit here to mark the anniversary of what happened last year in Parkland, Florida. Now, many of the murals in this display were created by this boy's father. Now, this boy portrayed here is Joaquin Oliver. He was 17 years old when he was shot 1 year ago today at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. He died in that shooting, and then his father, Manny, began creating murals to honor his son and to push for gun control legislation across the United States. Manny also created this sculpture here showing a student cowering under their desk, a really poignant display of the fear that these school shootings create, a scene that would be that has played out at high schools across the U.S. in the wake of these shootings. We also have this poignant display that was created by Joaquin's girlfriend, Victoria, and these Valentine's Day cards, this is art, these were not cards from last year, but they're meant to represent the Valentines that they would have given each other. So very poignant displays criticizing gun culture, calling for change when it comes to gun control in the United States. And we talked to some high school students who were visiting this display today, and here's what they had to say.
I remember after that incident, everyone got scared at school. Teachers started to lock their doors. We started to talk more about gun violence.
Do you feel safe at school?
I do and I don't. It's just, it's not as strict as it was before. It's easy to walk in and out of school these days.
Yeah, we had a fire alarm last year, and we had never practiced during having a fire alarm during lunch. And I'm pretty sure during the Parkland shooting, they had a fire alarm, and it was panic. Everyone was running in all these different directions. It was crazy.
Ellen, we know some of the Parkland students who lived through the incident have become staunch advocates for gun control. Have there been any significant changes in gun policy over the last year?
Well, it's been a bit of a mix. As you said, this past year has been a year of activism. We've seen Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School students be extremely active across the United States. There was the March for Our Lives here in D.C. Last March that drew thousands of people coming to speak out for gun control. The response has been mixed. State legislatures have stood up on this topic. 76 gun control laws have been passed by state legislatures across the United States. Those include laws to raise raise the minimum age requirement, for example, or extended background checks. Those have been passed by both Democratic and Republican state legislatures. But on the national level, we really have not seen any major changes at all. Whenever a bill comes up, it's stymied by political partisanship. So it hasn't really ushered in any wave of massive change. But Parkland students, Marjory, Stoneman Douglas High School students, say they are not going to give up unless there is some kind of big change in this gun control issue on the national level. Jennifer.
CBC's Ellen Morrow joining us from Washington. Thank you.